Today's video, we're going to talk about where to buy Duel Masters cards in 2018. Now, it's pretty crazy to me to think that people are still playing a game that died over 10 years ago, but hey, it's a great game, so I think it does deserve to be played. Now, one of the natural barriers to entry, or things that could get in the way of you enjoying this game, is no doubt a limited card pool. And when I say limited, it's not even the fact that it's restricted to DMs 1 to 12, it's that the cards are very difficult to acquire since, the secondary market should have fizzled out years ago. And most common places aren't going to stock Duel Masters cards. So today I'm going to be taking a look at some of the websites that I've used to procure cards over the years. And when I say over the years, I mean this is long after the game had died. So hopefully these will still continue to be relevant sources for future use. But in 2018 at least, I think they are still useful. So to start things off, I'm going to show you guys trollandtoad.com. For those of you who don't know, Troll and Toad is a large online retailer for several card games. I also play the Pokemon card game, and I frequently get a lot of my stuff from Troll and Toad. I think their prices are fairly reasonable, and shipping isn't too bad as well. It's usually $5 to $10 per order, even though it does feel like it takes eons to arrive. I live in New Zealand, and it normally takes about a month for me to get my order when I go for the cheapest shipping option. Now, to find Duel Masters, I guess you could always go into the search bar, but I think it's easier to just go over a full list. So go into Dragon Ball and more CCGs, and more CCGs. And then there we go, we have Duel Masters single and sealed product. They list all of the sets and categories, but I don't think it's really worth going over. So I found 314 items, so just a couple pages. You get into the early teens, I guess, doing the math. But yeah, so you aren't gonna really find anything super duper amazing. However, you may be able to find something that's usable and at a very reasonable price. Like, as you can see here, all of the non-foils are like 35 cents, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. You aren't going to find anything too amazing here, even though you may find a different vendor on Troll and Toad, like MGR, list something that's pretty cool. Like, I was able to acquire one copy of Cosmic Darts and 2 copies of Millop not too long ago, maybe like 2-3 months ago. So I guess if you check from time to time, you never know. From the looks of it, there are a couple of base set foils if you're into collecting that sort of stuff, and as I said again, some potentially playable stuff, like they've got Bronze Arm Tribe at the very least. They've got Burst Shot. I also remember seeing Dark Reversal not too long ago. Crimson Hammer, Crowinger. Yeah, there we go, Dark Reversal, Deadly Fighter Braid Claw. So while not the most impressive collection, it's certainly worth visiting if you're after some random commons, and yeah, they're not like super duper playable. I don't know, but yeah, that's Troll and Toad for you. I have bought a couple stuff from there. The next source that I'm going to be looking at is eBay, everybody's favorite marketplace. So just chuck Duel Masters into the search bar. Well, actually, that's probably not the best idea since it gives you a whole variety of random stuff. But as you can see in the sidebar, looking at things that I've been going through, we've got an Hourglass Mutant. We've also got Fairy Life. Fairy Life, as you know, one of my new favorite cards. Based on my last couple of videos. Oh, we've got a Tajimmal in here as well. But yeah, basically, if there's a particular card you're after, just type in the name. It's not like Troll and Toad where you just find a list and scroll through everything. You'll be here for days. So no Ball Medius in stock for now, unfortunately. Oh, someone's charging 20 bucks for a Ricaboo screwdriver. A little ridiculous. Bomb Bazaar. Oh, there we go. But yeah, I guess the thing with eBay is a lot of the prices will feel very inflated because there isn't really a prevailing market price that active card games have. But eBay tends to give the highest variety in comparison to other English-based websites, and you never know, you might be able to snag a few deals here and there. Just the other day, I picked up a playset of Mana Nexus for like, five, somewhere between $5 and $10. And in the past, I've also picked up some of the Shattered Rainbow foils for around the $15 to $30 mark. So that's things like Bloom, Decloaz, Bombazar. Very unlikely, I guess, as more and more people, as Duel Masters picks up in popularity, as per Duel Masters Reborn. It's really cool to see them helping more guys get into the game, or back into the game. But if you browse eBay every so often, you never know what you'll find, and eBay is eBay. Just thought I'd give it some attention. There are some eBay sellers that I quite like, or not so much that I quite like, but have pretty respectable collections, and the cards, while on the expensive side, I mean, they don't necessarily break the bank. So I'm just going to leave a list of them in the description of the video as well. So yeah, Die Games is one of them. I've had a lot of dealings with them in the past. Most of them are going to be based either in Singapore or in Europe. Alright, so another source for buying Duel Masters cards would be online communities or marketplaces. So, as I talked about, Duel Masters Reborn, great forum. The guys who run it are very passionate about what they do, and it translates well to the users, I feel like, because it makes me excited about playing the game, or at least being part of the community once again. So you could always just scroll down, hop into the trading section, and then there will be people who will list what they have or what they want. So this guy, wants some cards. This guy, well, it says Louis trading thread here, so I'm just going to assume that he's listing the stuff that he has for sale. Below are the list of the cards I need. Alright, so he's put his stuff on YouTube on what he wants. Alright, okay, for more information, check my Reborn profile. But you get the message. He's got a very impressive collection, as we can see here. Saw some promo Melnias, a bunch of Petrovas. That is insane. Puts my collection to shame. But yeah, anyway, that's not too important. Let's not dwell on stalking this guy too much. However, Louis, if you're watching this video, shoutouts to you. Your collection is amazing. As with all online marketplaces, you run the risk of being scammed, especially if there's no sort of... I mean, it happens on sites like eBay as well, but I feel like it's a lot more likely to happen on a forum where you aren't policed by a feedback system, even though forums are trying to implement something like that. But that's just a risk you're going to have to take, and especially if it's a high-value transaction, always ask for references, and the same kind of logic applies to Facebook groups as well, if you can find one dedicated to Duel Masters or just fandoms in general. Now, moving on. This is one that I actually have no experience with at all, but it's SingaporeCarousel.com. So my understanding of this is it's kind of like their version of eBay, and a lot of people will just, list the stuff they have for sale, and they'll find buyers. So I'm just gonna chuck in Duel Masters here, and Duel Masters Small Medias, yes, of course. And so I guess, right, so people are just listing what they have, and they're asking people to make offers. Quitting Duel Masters sale, some Coral, very useful staple. I can't agree with that. Sorry, can't disagree with that. But yeah, just going through some auctions here, very cool. So if you're based in Singapore, I guess this was a very viable way to procure cards. I'm not too sure if they do shipping overseas, probably not. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring that to someone's attention, because every so often, whenever I Google image search for Duel Masters cards, one of them will be a link to Singapore Carousel. Now that we've moved on, now that we've moved out of the realm of English and Duel Masters, we're going to move on to some Japanese sites. So this is probably my favorite, a recent favorite of mine. So that's TCG Republic. So it's a I guess it's like a Japanese online retailer in a similar vein to Troll and Toad. So what you do is you just, well, as you can see here, it's got a lot of previous searches that I've done. So Crystal Spin Slicer, $4, not too bad. But I'll just take you to the Duel Masters page. One thing I do like about this site, which the other Japanese sites that I'm going to show you don't have, is that it has English search support. So it makes searching for things a lot easier. Now, just clicking into the Duel Masters categories here, so as you can see, there's a lot of product that has been released in Japan, but that's fine. Yeah, so just, search for it and go nuts. Let's hop into Invincible Legend, so that would be Epic Dragons of Hyper Chaos. And, ooh, okay, no, so it's supposed to look for Spin Slicer there. That's my bad. And obviously Spin Slicer does not exist in Epic Dragons of Hyper Chaos. So just went to the home page, clicked into Duel Masters, and I'm just going to open the menus here. Actually, what's probably a better idea is to open some DM12, since I understand a lot of these cards did not get reprints. So here we go. A lot of very good foils here. So Terra Dragon, Archidella Serena, Wise Starnord. This is all in US dollars, by the way. So yeah, just about $6-8 for sorry, I'm a loss for words here, for a super rare, or I guess a very rare. The one thing that I guess is a disadvantage with this website is that there seems to be a price floor of $3.13. So that means you're not going to find anything on the site cheaper than $3.13. So if you're looking to build up a large pool of cards, like a bunch load of staples, I feel like this isn't really the best way to go about it, since you're going to be paying like, $3 for Bronze Arm Tribe, Aquahulkos, and that adds up pretty quickly. So I think when it comes to staples, this site may not be the best. I mean, if you're trying to buy a set or two just to finish off a few decks, that makes perfect sense. But I don't think it's the best idea if you're trying to create a large bank of sorts. In saying that, though, the foils are pretty reasonably priced, most of the time anyway. Like Uber Dragon Bajula, $13. One of my friends, his name is also Jason, he bought one recently, so that's going to help us finish off our Bajula deck. But, yeah. The shipping on the site is free regardless of the size of your order, which is really awesome. The customer service is great as well, since the guy who runs the site likes to keep in contact with the users, and he also throws in a booster pack every time you buy cards. The booster pack is, I guess it's of a more recent Japanese set, since I never recognize the cards that are in it, but I feel like it's the thought that counts, and it's a nice add-on. And when was the last time anybody opened a sealed Duel Masters pack? But yeah, TCG Republic, very cool site. I'm just gonna go over one more. Oh, just another thing as well. As far as I'm aware, the English support on this site is very good. As you can see here, all the cards' names are listed in English. But if you want to make sure that you find everything, you can try be clever about it, and you can enlist the help of Duel Masters Wiki. So not too long ago, I purchased 4 copies of Hydrus from the site, and the DM12 Hydrus was out of stock. I think the search for, if I typed in Hydrus into the search bar, that wasn't too helpful either. So what I did was I just went through all of the sets that Hydrus was released in. So in this case, well, there's just 2, and then I went into each of them individually. So DM12, that was a fail. So I went into, I did a good old Facebook stalk on Hydrus Mutant Emperor, and I found the other set that he was available in. So DMC55, Korokoro Legend 2nd. Not going to be particularly relevant now, but yeah, those were just the steps that I took. And saying that, though, this is a pretty cool set. Get Transmogrify, Volcanic Arrows, Pyro, but I digress. But yeah, TCG Republic, very good source in my opinion. Now, the last sites we're going to look at straight up are... Actually, no, I'm going to go over it in this order. So we have Amazon.co.jp. They now do worldwide shipping, which is really great. Not too long ago, actually, it's quite a while ago now, but I think last year, end of last year, I bought 4 copies of Terra Dragon Archidela Serna again for the Bajula deck. What was I going to do? Buy 4 copies in English? I don't think so. So yeah, Amazon.co.jp. Well, I think everybody knows how Amazon works. Unfortunately, I don't think that the English support on this site is very good, but I'm just going to give it a go. I already have Hydrus open here, so I'm just going to do a quick search for him. Hydrus, Mutant, Emperor. Nope. Or Hydrus, Duel Masters. No, so that's a fail, even though it did bring us some Duel Masters, which is cool. So what I do is I always just really copy paste the name, the Japanese name on Duel Masters wiki. I'm not sure if this layout is by design, but I think it's a really good design because it has both English and Japanese support. And there we go. A quick copy paste brings us some 3 Hydrus Mutant Emperors. Naturally, different vendors. Not everybody is going to ship overseas, but there are going to be some people that do. So you can always just take advantage of that. So Amazon.co.jp, good site to use, that's for sure. The last site I'm going to cover is going to be auctions.yahoo.co.jp. So my sister, who lives in Japan, tells me that most Japanese people don't actually use eBay, and their main online marketplace is on Yahoo Auctions Japan. So like Amazon, we are going to have to search using the Japanese name. So I'm just going to copy paste Hydrus in here, and let's see what it comes up with. Oh yeah, so we have some stuff. I find that the prices on here are going to be easily the cheapest, and that's just because it's using prevailing market prices. I feel like vendors on most websites kind of just set their own prices because there is no prevailing market price for Duel Masters cards. You know, it's a dead game, and they also feel that their sites have the most visibility, or in other words, there aren't really many alternatives. Price elasticity of demand for you economics students. Now, the main problem that I have with Yahoo Auctions Japan is that, yes, the prices are the best, probably the fairest, if I don't like using that word, but yeah, I'm just gonna include that, air quotes, fairest prices, but they do not ship overseas. It is well, as you can see, it's a Japanese website, so they're based in Japan, and I don't think that the website is designed to include overseas shipping. So you would need to know somebody who lives in Japan or organize a shipping service. And if you organize a shipping service, that may kind of offset the savings that you get from buying from here. But that's something that you're going to have to look into. I just wanted to make you aware that the alternative was there. So a lot of different websites, all with their own unique advantages and disadvantages. And I could probably leave a summary of those in the description as well. But a bit of a longer video today, but as usual, I hope you were able to get something out of it. I hope I made good use of your time, and if I was able to enlighten you to something that you hadn't previously thought of, well, that's a win for me in my book.